Hello friends, in this video we are going to discuss some important concept or all the chapter summary from PUC 1. So let us start. The first one is some basic concepts of chemistry. The first concept is temperature. We have three scales of temperature: Fahrenheit, Celsius and Kelvin. So we can convert from Fahrenheit to Celsius using this formula. Degree Fahrenheit is equal to 9 divided by 5 degree Celsius plus 32. In other words, we have a small trick related to this one. 5F is equal to 9C plus 160. Right, so we can convert from degree Celsius to Kelvin using this formula. K is equal to delta C plus 273.1. So then we have this one, laws of chemical combination. The first one is law of conservation of mass. Matter can neither be created nor be destroyed. So second one is law of definite proportion. A given compound always contains exactly the same proportion of element by weight. So this is known as law of definite proportion. Then we have law of multiple proportion. If two elements can combine to form more than one compound, the masses of one element that combine with the fixed mass of the other element are in the ratio of a small whole number. So this small whole number is known as a multiple proportion. So then we have this one, Gay-Lussac's law of gaseous volume. When gas combine or produced in a reaction, they do so in a simple ratio by volume. So this is known as Gay-Lussac's law of gaseous volume. So then we have Avogadro's law. Equal volume of gas at same temperature and pressure should contain equal number of molecules. So this is Avogadro's law. So then we have a definition related to mole. 1 mole is the amount of substance that contains as many particles or entities as there are atoms in exactly 12 gram of carbon 12 isotope. So this is known as mole. We know that mole is the unit to measure amount of substance. Amount of substance can be expressed in different way, like mass percent or weight percent. So we see that weight divided by weight percent, right? And second one is mole fraction, number of moles of one substance divided by total number of moles of all the substance, all the solution. In other words, Na divided by Na plus Nb. So then we have molarity, number of moles of solute in 1 liter of the solution is known as molarity. So this molarity is equal to number of moles divided by volume of solution in liter. So then we have this molality, number of moles of solute in 1 kg of the solvent. So this molality M is equal to number of moles of solute divided by mass of solvent in kg. So this is second chapter, structure of atom. So we have some standard method to express this atomic number, the symbol and mass number. So this is how it looks. Atomic number is the number of protons in a nucleus, and second one is mass number, number of protons plus number of neutrons is combined together, it is known as mass number, AXZ. And the next formula, C is equal to nu lambda. C is the speed of light and nu is the frequency and lambda is the wavelength. So nu bar is the wave number. So it means number of waves or wavelengths per unit length is known as wave number. So then we have this one, energy, E is equal to h nu. So we have some formula about this photoelectric effect. H nu is equal to h nu naught plus half me v square. So this first h nu represents the incident energy of that particular radiation. The h nu naught is the work function of that particular metal, and this half me v square represents the kinetic energy of that particular emitted or ejected electron. So Bohr's model of hydrogen atom, the frequency can be calculated using this formula. Nu is equal to delta E divided by h. So then we have this angular momentum formula, MEVR is equal to N h divided by 2 pi. Then radii of stationary orbits, Rn is equal to n square into a naught. So a naught is the, so this Bohr's radius, its value is 5 52.9 picometer. So then energy of stationary state, so En is equal to minus RH 1 divided by n square. So this RH is the Rydberg constant, its value is 2.18 into 10 raised to minus 18 joules. So we have the value of this Rydberg constant in terms of some per meter also, that we'll see in our next slide. Radii of hydrogen like atom is given by this particular formula, like Rn is equal to 52.9 n square divided by Z picometer. So line spectrum of hydrogen in terms of wave number, so nu bar is equal to 1.09 into 10 raised to 7, 1 divided by n1 square minus 1 divided by n2 square per meter. So we can remember this whole radius and energy of that particular hydrogen like atom. So with the help of this formula, E is equal to minus 13.6 electron volt Z square divided by n square. R is equal to 0.529 n square divided by Z. So then we have this concept, Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. It is impossible to determine simultaneously the exact position and exact momentum of an electron. So delta x and delta px is greater than h divided by 4 pi. So this is the formula. So then de Vil nature of matter like radiation should also exhibit de Vil behavior, that is both particle and wave like property. So this is known as de Vil nature of matter. So lambda is equal to h divided by m into v, or h divided by p. So we can remember this one, HUDD, Heisenberg's uncertainty, and de Broglie's de Vil nature. So then we come across the next concept, it is known as quantum numbers. So we have 4 quantum numbers: principal quantum number, azimuthal quantum number, magnetic and spin quantum number. So first we'll consider this principal quantum number. It is known as n. N represents the shell or orbits. It determines the size or large extent energy of the orbital. Number of orbitals in single shell of an atom are n square. N is 1, 2, 3, 4 like this, and it represents the particular shell. K, L, M and N. So this L represents the azimuthal quantum number. So it is nothing but orbital angular momentum quantum number. It defines 3D shape of the orbital. For a given value of n, we have 0 to n minus 1 L value. Value of L subshell 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So its notations are s orbital, p orbital, d, f, g and h orbital. So this magnetic orbital quantum number, it is represented with the help of ml, gives the information about spatial orientation of the orbital with respect to standard set of coordinate axes. For any subshell of L value, we have 2L plus 1 value of ml. Right. So for example, for a given value of L, so we have ml value from minus L to 0, then plus 1. Right, like this. For L is equal to 2, so plus 2, plus 1, 0, minus 1 and minus 2. So this ms represents the electron spin quantum number. So this represents the orientation of spin of the orbital, spin of that particular electron. Right. So then we have this concept, it is known as node, the region where probability density function reduces to 0. So that particular region is known as node. The total number of nodes is given by n minus 1. The sum of angular nodes is equal to L, but the sum of radial nodes is n minus L minus 1. Right. The maximum number of electrons in a shell with a principal quantum number of n is equal to 2n square. Right. This is all about this first and second chapter. Remaining things we're going to discuss in our next video. So if you like this video, do like and subscribe this channel. Thank you very much for listening to this video.